name's Amena K. Thornton, so I'm so glad you guys are joining in here. Finding your new balance, and we're talking about mindsets behind that and how it plays out during a day. You could say this plays out within like an hour and a couple seconds, and just how to use techniques and strategies to refocus and find out what is the underlying problem that is making you scared, overwhelmed, anxious, and then how can we turn that around to be used as foundation to start getting excited and start dreaming and start planning a different pathway. And I'm writing this because or I'm actually doing this video because I want to tell you, one, that's totally okay if your emotions are a total roller coaster. Today, I've been on Facebook on and off, more so than not, to use a technique that I use to self-reflect and define a different focus. Um, a word of warning here, social media is addictive. You can easily get pulled into things that might set you off emotionally. So you have to make sure that you come into Facebook or any social media with a mind of openness where it's not going to trigger you into more ways to be scared, overwhelmed, and feel anxiety. So I want to put that in here. But I'm going to tell you a technique that I use to get me centered using a service like Facebook or something like it, like TikTok or Instagram as well. So to start off, I want to, like I said, tell you it's okay to have this emotional roller coaster. We all have these, whatever age we are, whatever we're going through. Our story is a different, but the emotions are the same. This could be any wealth level. This could be any place in the world. I know a lot of people that are global, and I've gotten to meet a lot of people through my podcast, which is this, I'm going to put on the podcast as well. So if you're watching the video, just know that this is going to be on One Up with Amena K, the podcast, and you can find that on all the podcast networks by going to amena.fm, or you could go to anchor.fm/one up, spelled out. That's anchor, like a boat, anchor.fm/one up. If you're watching this on YouTube, to get to the YouTube channel, you can go to amena.media. So I just wanted to throw that in there so you know that there is options. You can watch this on the live video that I'm recording right now, or you can listen to it on the podcast. So again, today we are going over this emotional roller coaster of emotions and how to change the way you think about it, change your mindset behind what to focus on and how to refocus it, to use it to be better, to use it to get to the next level. And just to let you know, like today and pretty much the last week at least, a lot of things shifted in my own life, and my foundation became really rocky. And and there's a lot of things that I questioned, and then I had to question, well, how does that affect me directly in my life? For example, I'll name some. It doesn't matter what it is, so I don't want to dig into details because it could be anything from a loss of a loved one to a divorce to a change in the way that your family is ran. Maybe you had some medical issue, or a family member had a medical issue you're now dealing with that changes the dynamics. Maybe you're working more. Maybe you had to come up with a part-time job, things like that. Like I said, I'll name a couple that happened just in the last like week that totally threw me off, because I'm already dealing with a divorce for over a year now. And my own divorce, it's a lot of paperwork. I've been together with going to be my ex for 16 years, but I was with him for 6 years prior to that as well. So about 22 years total. So it's been a lot of change dealing with that. But like I said, it doesn't matter the dynamics or what or anything behind that as well. Mine had to deal with a lot of business and personal too, and then our children and things like that. So, in my own case, like I said, so when I was dealing with that, especially like I said, over the last 2 weeks, one of the companies I'm involved with, we have built really strong connections in, and a bunch of people were not feeling satisfied, I found out. And so they actually moved to another company. And it totally shocked me. And because I didn't know right away, I kind of got the hints of what was going on from the people in my group. But I really wasn't engaged because I was going through a lot on my personal divorce over the last 2 months and also with my podcast. And so it really shook me like, oh my God, I can't believe these amazing people I've been working with for the past year, building this company. It just like that overnight and went somewhere else. I was like, how can you do that? And then you have to question, it's not about me. It's nothing about me. It's what they are dealing with and what dynamics in their life that made that shift. And like I said, so it doesn't matter, exactly how the story played out. And like I said, everybody's story has a similar dynamics where you're going to end up hitting obstacles or difficulties that you had no perception of ever happening. These people were working together for like at least 5 years in this organization. And I joined in on their particular group last year, and we've gotten to really get to know each other online and off and through events, and had a lot of fun. Still do. I mean, I still know them, right? We can still have lots of fun. It has nothing to do with the investment that we were all investing in, but it was just a shock because it's a change, right? And we all go through these changes and have to question, well, is it something against my character, or is it something against something that I wasn't putting effort into or doing, or I could have did right? We start questioning our position in it. And then the dynamics it affects in our lives, which we have to take a step away. And that's what I'm going to teach you here today. So that is one dynamic. Another one is where I live currently. I'm really seriously thinking about moving, just because in my divorce, when you go through a divorce, if you own a real estate, you have to decide who's going to buy the other one out. So I can buy my ex-spouse out. It's just moving. I have a business I've been growing over the last, I would say, 8 months, and I would like to start hiring people. And knowing that if I am floating, paying him off on half of my house, then I would not have the funds needed to hire people. So it's something that I've been struggling a lot with, because this is a home that I would say not built. It was built, but it was never finished. So I physically put hard labor into my house, like paint walls, patch, do tiling, so there's that emotional pull to it, right? And plus, it is an amazing house. I have lots of land. I have tons of space, and all my kids have tons of space now too. And we even have pets that have tons of space. But like I said, it's one of those dynamics that I have to address, that, you can get into the self-doubt and the pain and be scared and overwhelmed and be induced in anxiety, and be in a mode of victim, right? You can be in the victim mode, like, why did this happen to me? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to my kids? What could I have done differently? And look at the past and start picking apart things, because that's never going to help. You could pick it apart all you want, but it's never going to change the situation. You have to first discipline your mind and to refocusing, and then you've got to make the necessary steps to grow off of that and make sure that you don't like fall back into those negative tendencies, because your brain is always going to look for the safe zone in every situation. And if you haven't experienced the situation before, it doesn't know what to do, right? So it goes into like a panic mode and starts deteriorating and starts feeding on the anxiety and the depression and the overwhelmness of it all. And you can think about good stuff, and you'll receive more good, right? And if you actually feed on the overwhelmness, the scariness, the anxiety, then you're going to get more of that. And that's the way natural law works. So the more you focus on something, the more you're going to receive it. The more that you stay still and just wait till it passes, the more you're going to receive it. Because in natural law, and I teach this in mindset too. I have a course that I have a 2 hour webinar to teach you day one on how this all works, how your mind and the world works around you. So definitely reach out to me if you want to become a part of that. Right now, I'm offering it for free for the first couple days because the launch system didn't work out too well that I launched it on. So I had a little difficulties. So I'm actually giving away some free spots until that all gets fixed. But either way, so you can, whatever you decide to think about, and it's always going to be that default mode, the one that you're comfortable in. It can be totally like detrimental to your health in general, but it is comfortable there because it knows how you can process those feelings. It knows that if you are, say, drawing in the victim mode. So if you're saying like, this always happens, I'm always getting abused, I'm always getting used, I'm always giving more than I receive, and I'm not going to give more of myself anymore. I'm not going to be more outgoing. I've already did that. That's never served me, and I'm just going to be more within me. And because I'm a victim, you don't say I'm a victim, but basically, that's what you're feeling. You're hurt. It hurts when somebody betrays you. It hurts emotionally. It hurts financially. It hurts, on all these different levels physically. So, but when you're drawing in that negativity, those thoughts, you are going to receive more of that, and your body, your subconscious is going to look for more than that. For example, this is actually a good technique, but it can be a bad one if you use it incorrectly and you're just kind of not thinking about why you're using this technique. Um, to get through that cycle of being overwhelmed, having lots of anxiety about your situation, and trying to find like a little quick solution to reframe your mind. So this is one, and I'll give you a couple, but this is one that I like to use, especially if you like social media and you have friends there, and you just wanted to, basically check up on your friends, see what's going on, and definitely solve this problem. So on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever that you are on social platform, you can literally go onto your feed, right? We all have feeds, right? And then when you're scrolling through it, see what triggers you. See what triggers you. And I'll tell you what happened with mine today. But you go through it, and something catches your eye, or a person, or a profile, and then stop there for a second and say, well, why is this triggering me? What is this person saying that is relating to my life right now? And why is that? And why am I feeling that? It's a way to self-reflect and to really deep down discover where your pain lies and how you can dispel that. So like I said, if something happened in your life, say if your loved one cheated on you, you found them cheating on you in your bed or something. I've had a friend that just had this happen to him, so I feel awful. But he was married to this woman for quite a number of years, at the second marriage, and She apparently cheated on him on his birthday in his bedroom, in their bedroom. So totally, if you're listening out there and you know who you are, I'm not going to say names, definitely much love, it is that pain cycle that we can feed on. And I want to give you these tips to get past that. All right. So, while you're looking through the feed, because something like that happened to you, your loved one cheated on you, then whatever picks up. So you could say, oh my God, I'm seeing like all these other people got cheated on. I'm seeing all these people get divorced. I'm seeing these people like put down their spouses. I'm seeing that these people are saying they'll never get married. I'm seeing profiles of people that trigger me in some way because they look like my spouse. And when you start to see that pattern, because you have a feed, right? You have like endless data, right, that they give you through social media. So do it for at least a half hour. Make sure you set a time though, because you can easily get sucked into it and then forget your reason why you were there. But I don't want you to be addicted to social media. I want you to use it as a tool. So as you're going through the feed and you're getting triggered, and I'll tell you what mine was today, because I had a situation today. I'm going through a divorce. I went to my lawyer to go over some paperwork so we can have a peaceful settlement out of court. And, when I came back, just after like just trying to dig down on exactly what would be fair, because I am a fair person, and what would be beneficial to my children moving forward. I am a sole parent too, so it's a unique situation I'm in, but just trying to get the best for them moving forward too. So, as I'm going through my own feed, when I come back after going through this paperwork, things that triggered me were things like other people that had situations going in their life that came up unexpectedly. Another one that I've been seeing a lot of is people pass away, like the old past, died off in a way because they were used to this pattern and it's no longer there. Another situation I didn't even tell you about, so that called in that energy, that loss energy, because I didn't lose anybody, but I recognized that doing this self-reflection method is my parents, they've owned a vacation house for, I don't know, I think like 20 years now, for quite a while, at a beach that I've gotten to enjoy pretty much every year since then. Not long, just a couple days out of, we usually go down for my stepdad's birthday for a few days. And so we've been going to this beach house pretty much every other year. I wouldn't say every year. For a long amount of my time. So it's been a part of my life. It's been an integral part of who I am and why I love the beach. And my children, and me have been there, and the experiences have been good on the most part. So, there's a lot of memories there. What they decided to sell the beach house to do projects to pay off some debt, things like that. And so it hit me, like, wow, things are really changing, it's shifting, and it feels like that part died in a way of me, because that was something I related my life to, and now it's not there. So that's why I was seeing all these people that were losing loved ones, and it was triggering me. Why is this triggering me? Why is this triggering me? And I related it because this was a part of who I was aligned with before, like a persona of one that had this connection, right, with the beach and the surroundings and stuff. And I felt a little bit of that loss. We're going to go over how to reframe this too. So, that's why I said when you're going through your feed, make sure you're going through it and you're actually recognizing why you're there and then how is it triggering you. And if you need to write it down in a journal and stuff, go ahead and do that. I'm so focused on exactly what I'm there for now that that it doesn't affect I don't get drawn into it anymore. Before it was really hard. It was really hard not focusing on the negative and understanding it. But the more I teach other people mindsets and these strategies, I have actually learned more about my own habits and personality and how to better stay focused on doing the same disciplines I'm teaching. And like I said, it is a practice. It is something that you have to willingly put yourself in front of and confront to overcome. So I told you basically the dynamics on, what is it that you're focusing on if you're scared, if you're overwhelmed, if you have anxiety, and then how to switch that and making an exciting point of your life and how to welcome in new energy, new life, and just a new situation moving forward. And um, and I can give you some tips on that too, on how that's played out in the last few years for me as well. So, with this, this realization that you can control exactly how you feel and how you take in this energy, then go ahead and try the method I described, but make sure you do put a timer on it and you make sure that you don't get sucked into the negativity. So I want you to use this method. I want you to focus on the why and really analyze that. So when you get triggered by a comment or a post or a profile picture, sit in the moment for a bit. Don't instantly type or anything like that. Or what you can do is instantly type, just see what comes out. Just type something up, do a little voice message, whatever you want to do. Just put, whatever comes to mind in that instant, put it down, but don't hit the send button. Don't hit where it posted, and really reflect on what your subconscious came up with, because that instant, that second that you put that out there in the universe is what your deep thoughts are. You have your subconscious that really knows you and that really knows how to play with your negative emotions as well as your positive, but you need to actually analyze it and see where you can change that habit and move forward. So when you jot down a note, or when you actually just sit there in reflection, then you're going to have to see, okay, well, I've been through this situation, my loved one cheated on me. I saw a picture of this lady that looked just like her, and she was complaining about her boyfriend never being there. And, I blew up on her, I blew up on her and just said, hey, give him some space. He should not feel suffocated or something. And then you're like, wow, wait, okay, where am I coming from? Like, I don't know this lady. I don't know her situation. I don't know what's going on in her head or their relationship or anything. All I know is this little bit of snippet that she decided to put that in public. One, you are sending negative energy to her. So if you are sending negative energy to her, you are damaging her in a sense, in her aura. So what's going to happen is you're going to receive that bag no, in a different way, not in the same way. She might just totally cuss you out, but you are going to receive that back in some way. And it could be inflicted. You could later, when if you did hit send by accident, make sure you delete it if you did. But if you did happen to do that, you can come back and say, well, you apologize, you're going through a lot, yourself, and, just be truthful and honest and open. But also you can realize, hey, this is the energy I gave her. And that was totally wrong of me. It wasn't my place. And how can I improve that? What should I have said? What kind of encouragement can I give this person that I don't really know? Why did it affect me? Why am I thinking in this way? And once you find the core, why you are stopping on these people's posts and why you are posting stuff that isn't really you and the character you want to portray in your life, then you can really understand your pain points and you can set up new triggers. So, my cat is being bad. Tiger, 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 stop. I had to throw a pen to get his attention off the couch. He was using it as a clawing mechanism. So not cool. Anyhow, now he's playing with the pen. So you once you find these pain points, you can retrain your pain points. And there's a couple techniques. I'll give you one that I most often use is once I find my pain point and what's triggering me, I sit in it for a bit and I reflect and go, okay, well, obviously I'm still in pain because of this. And then I go, okay, I realize I first say to myself, that I understand this is an issue that I have to deal with, that will probably be an issue for a while. So I acknowledge it. And then I go, what can I learn from this situation? What can I give positive to this situation? Because when you start refocusing on the gratitude part, where you're thinking about the positivity, when you're thinking about how to benefit people in your life, when you are more in a servant or leadership role, you refocus your mind and not only give you your power back and build your character to be better, but it'll also refocus your total energy field. So what I'm saying with, you can't be positive and happy and negative and depressed at the same time. You can't be positive and happy and negative and depressed at the same time. So when you decide to switch your attitude and decide to look, okay, well, my situation, my spouse cheated on me. She looks just like this person. I want to totally berate this person because I'm just, in a bad place and they look like them, or they said something that my ex sounds like would have said, or my best friend went to my favorite vacation place that I honeymooned at, and whatever, that's cool that you get to go there. I sure couldn't go this year, things like that. When you are putting that negative energy out, it doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve the people you're telling. So when you reframe it and say, okay, obviously this is an issue. This is why I'm having this issue. What can I do or say to make this positive for this person? It doesn't matter if you know this person or not at all. I mean, you could but once you realize that, and then you realize you can shift your energy, that energy is going to make you feel amazing. So, for example, for the one that you wanted to berate about, getting some space, giving the spouse some space, you could say like, hey, I totally understand where you're coming from. So you have to acknowledge the reason why they put the information out there. So give them some encouragement for even sharing, because a lot of people have a really hard time sharing. So once you say that, you need to say, listen, this is what I do when I feel lonely, or this is how I open up. This is what I recommend you might want to talk about, and just put it out there. It doesn't mean they're going to take your advice or your opinion, and don't feel offended if they don't, or they just say, hey, thanks, but I'm going to try it this way. But obviously they put the information out there to be read, to be ingested, and to get advice. People just don't put out information so they can be berated and feel worse. So acknowledge their pain points and give them a solution. Now, if they take it or not, that's fine. At the end of the day, you did it for you. You did it for your peace of mind. You did it to relieve your pain point, relieve your pressure, to get over your anxiety and your overwhelmness, and to get a new life and new excitement into your life. So I hope that helped, guys. And I know it went a little bit long, and I wish you all love and light and abundance. And try to use that technique I just told you, and see if it helps. Make sure that if you start feeling worse when you started, take a break, take a breather, and really just sit in your thoughts and just say, hey, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling like I'm still overwhelmed and scared? And that's going to answer a lot of questions. And if you have a journal in it, you can write. I like using my phone and doing videos. Some videos I never post because it's more of a self-reflecting thing. Some I do audio, I do writing, whatever I feel at that moment, I'll go ahead and put it out there. But it doesn't mean you have to follow through and post everything. It doesn't mean you have to um, really focus on anything that's not serving you at the time. So use the method of the social media feed. Like I said, see if it helps. Let me know. But you're totally free to message me, and I'll get back to you. And take care. Again, love and light. My name is Amena K. Thornton, and I look forward to you subscribing on my YouTube channel, which is amena.media, or check out my podcast, One Up with Amena K. You can go on any 9 broadcasting systems by typing in One Up with Amena K, or you can type in Amena.fm to get to the Apple podcast. And to get to all the other podcasts as like links, you can go to anchor.fm/one-up. That's anchor, like a boat anchor.fm/one-up. Take care, guys.